Want to know how to freshen up your football shirts on a budget? Watch this video. Hi there, Will here from WeFix Kits. In today's video, I'm going to take you through a few ways that you can use household items to freshen up your football shirts. We're going to have 4 different techniques or methods, and they will take you through a couple of things. So the first thing will be around a bubbling vinyl name set. We've got a cracked vinyl name set. We've got a sleeve badge that's coming off, and we've got a block sponsor that's coming off. So I'll take you through some ways to mend all of those. The items that you'll need are an iron, some grease-proof paper, and a wet towel. So what we're going to do, going to go over, so we're looking at the ironing board, and I'll take you through some bits. So first thing we need to do before we start is make sure the iron is set to the correct temperature. So I don't know whether you can see, but this iron is set just before the 2 dots. So it's just lower than 2 dots. And if I've got my little gadget here, I do like a gadget, I can see that that is about 126 degrees. Don't know if you can see that. Take my word for it. 125.8 degrees. Now, a heat press on vinyl will normally be around about 130 degrees. So because we're working with mainly vinyl today, we're going to use the iron at that setting. So first one, I don't know if you can see, but this name set is bobbly. Now the material is already kind of textured, so you will be able to see the kind of texture from the lion through the name set, but also over time it's got a bit bobbly. So what we're going to do is we're going to flatten it out so it looks better. Obviously, lay the shirt out on the ironing board, some grease-proof paper or silicone paper or Teflon. For this, because it's all about household items, you can use just greaseproof paper. We're going to get the iron and we're just going to apply it over the top. You've got to be careful not to let the iron stay in one place for too long. If you were heat pressing it, it'd be about 15 seconds. So you probably want to take it off every 5-6 seconds or so. Just gently peel it back so nothing gets stuck. And already you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I can certainly see that the wrinkles that were there have now kind of gone. And it's just the texture of the shirt, the pattern of the shirt that you can see. So let's move that through. And like I say, that is now flattened. I don't know if you can see, but that's now nicely flattened. Well, we'll do the same on the name set as well. I don't know if you can see, but it's again, there's kind of little wrinkles along the name set. So let's do the same process again and smooth them out. So lay the shirt on, greaseproof paper. Really important to not let the iron come into direct contact with the football shirt, because you can kiss goodbye to it. It'll give you a terrible burn that will be pretty much impossible to fix. So let's see. Yeah, it's done the job. Let's do a little bit more just on the outside here. Go. And that is now a lot smoother than it was. The bubbles have gone. Don't know whether you can see that, but the bubbles have gone. So that's the first one done. Now let's move on to the next one. So with this one, a lot of the time vinyl name sets will crack. Now I don't know whether you can see here, but that's really cracked. Now you can either replace the whole thing or get a bit of a freshen up, and we're going to follow pretty much the same process as we did with getting rid of the bubbles from a name set to fit the crack in the name set. Again, we're just going to put greaseproof paper over the top, and we're just going to iron it. Don't have to push too hard. Like I say, don't let it stay still on contact for too long. No, I mean it's not amazing, but it has certainly pushed it down. Let's give it another little go. Let's have a look at it. It's still got some cracks, but that's kind of where the materials has disappeared. The bits that were sticking up have now been flattened back down. So a lot of the time you'll have normally with letters rather than the numbers, because the letters are easier to peel off. You'll get the corner of a letter coming up or something along those lines. You'll have a flap. So all you need to do, like I say, lay it out, put the greaseproof paper over the top, and give it an iron. Now this, you'll notice that the shirt is the right way round for vinyl. But what we'll show with the next two, which is for things like sleeve patches and flock. There you go, that looks a lot better. Sleeve patches and flock, you need to do it inside out because the material is that much thicker. You need to get to the adhesive behind rather than this, which is you're pretty much trying to melt the actual name set rather than just the adhesive back to the material. So that's that one done. Looks a lot fresher. What we're going to do now is a sleeve patch. With block and with sleeve patches, the adhesive that is used can vary. Sometimes they will be reactivated just through heat. Now, what you can see here is this is coming away. So what we'll do is we will see if we can just reattach it using the same method we've just gone through. But like I say, the important thing here for the thicker flock artifacts is to have the shirt inside out so you can get to the back where the adhesive is rather than the front. Now for this one, I'm going to use a Teflon pad. You don't have to use a Teflon pad. I'm just going to use it for this demonstration, just so I can pull it in the sleeve and make sure that it stays in place. There we go. Right, so ironing board, Teflon pad, shirt's inside out. Here's the outline of the patch. If a lot of the patch has come off, then you'll need to use some heat-proof tape to secure it in place. But because the majority of the patch is still attached, it's not going to move. So we're not going to use any tape. Again, we're going to use greaseproof paper and we're going to give it a little bit of a press. So look, yeah, it feels hot. Be careful you don't want to burn yourself, but you really need to make sure that it's heated up the back enough that the adhesive melts and therefore reattaches the patch to the shirt. So I think that's probably done okay. We're now going to take this out and turn it the right way round. For the adhesive on the flock, I recommend you leave it for a little bit of time to let it cool down and set. I mean, already you can see that where that was coming away, it's now reattached nicely to the shirt. But we don't want to tempt fate, so we're just going to let that stay there for a bit. Now, what we're going to do is a second technique that you can use with block. and this is around using steam rather than just heat, because some adhesives need steam to reactivate it rather than just heat. So I don't know if you can see, but there's some edges coming off on this one. So we're going to use a towel. Doesn't have to be a We Fix Kits one, but if you've got one, brilliant. There you go, nice wet towel over it. You don't need a greaseproof paper for this one. You can just use the wet towel. That offers the protection and provides the protection that you would need. And we're just going to go over. You can hear the heat from the iron is causing the water to evaporate, creating the steam. There you go. Bet you didn't realise you'd get a science lesson. And that will reactivate the glue and allow for it to be reattached. So let's pull this off. Okay, let's see. A lot of the time when you're using things like Wonder Web or the fusible material, the instructions will say apply the iron to a cloth for as long as it takes for all of the water on the cloth to dry out, and therefore you've got a kind of dry cloth left. So that's a good kind of tip to use, so you know how long you need to apply the iron for. I think that will be fine now, and we will give that 5-6 minutes to set, and then I'll show you the results.
A few moments later.
So about 5 minutes have passed. The adhesive will have set. Shirt's still a little bit damp there, but if you can see, this is now nicely reattached. That was the dry heat without the steam. And then this one, I don't know if you can see, it's all reattached nicely. Some bits are still coming off. They just need to be gone over again, but you can see the vast majority has stuck down nicely. I hope you liked our video. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please remember to click like and subscribe to see more stuff. Thank you.